Hello students, good morning to everyone. Today in this video we are going to discuss a new topic Fermi-Dirac statistics. Okay, in this topic we will see how Ni particles or total N indistinguishable particles can be arranged among GI states. But before going to start Fermi-Dirac statistics, we wish to explain what are the shortcomings of MB statistics, which we had discussed already in the second video. This is my third video on statistical mechanics. So you can see second video which will clarify the MB statistics, and today we are going to highlight the shortcomings of MB statistics so that we became need of some other statistics. Why other? Because MB statistics comes under classical mechanics, classical statistics. But today the topic which we are going to discuss, Fermi-Dirac statistics, this one comes under quantum statistics. So under quantum statistics, there are two statistics, one Fermi-Dirac statistics and other Bose-Einstein statistics, which we'll discuss in the next video. So come to the point. What are the shortcomings of MB statistics? In MB statistics, the particles are assumed to be distinguishable. As I told in that video that suppose we are considering gas molecules, they are identical. Once we assume that they are identical, so why can't we distinguish, or how can we distinguish? There are two questions. They are identical. There are a large number of gas molecules. So it is not easy to distinguish. However, we assume that the particles are distinguishable. Although in actual practice, electrons or other elementary particles are indistinguishable. This is the first shortcoming, first lacuna of the MB study. Second, any number of particles was allowed to occupy the same quantum states. So there is no any limitation. How many particles will lie in one quantum state? There is no any limitation. Any number of particles can be allowed. While many particles particularly obey Pauli exclusion principle. When we talk about electron, it obeys Pauli exclusion principle, and once it obeys Pauli exclusion principle means not more than one particle can be accommodated. So these are the two limitations, and due to these limitations, classical statistics or MB statistics could not explain many I have written here many electrical and thermal properties of solids which the classical statics failed to explain. Okay, failed to explain, and could be understood on the basis of FD statics. Since classical statics could not explain the many electrical and thermal phenomena, and that is why we felt the need of some other statistics, and we took the help of quantum statistics. Under quantum statistics, we will study two type of statistics, Fermi-Dirac and Bose-Einstein. As I told you, in today the topic is Fermi-Dirac statistics. Okay. Now Try to understand Fermi-Dirac statistics. The FD statistic is obeyed by indistinguishable particles of half integral spin, CR, half integral spin, and obey Pauli exclusion principle. Okay, so first we consider indistinguishable particles. As I told you, it obeys Pauli exclusion principle. Let N1, N2, Ni, Nn. So in sequence, you can say N1, N2, Ni, Nn be the number of particles in the system, and N1 particle. N1 particle has energy E1, N2 particle has energy E2, N3 particle has energy E3, Ni particle has energy Ei, and last Nn particle has energy En respectively. So these are the naming of particle, numbering of particle, and these are the corresponding energy. Again, let Gi represent the multiplicity. There are so many names here: multiplicity, statistical weight, number of sublevels, degeneracy, all are same. You can use any one in the examination, not necessary to use all the terms. For your convenience, I have written all the names here. So what is GI? GI is the statistical weight or number of sublevels. No, what is the problem? When I say we are going to learn Fermi-Dirac statistics, what we are going to do? Actually, our task is to ensure the distribution of Ni particles in GI as an states or sublevels. In Fermi-Dirac state, the conditions are off. So actually, our problem is to how to accommodate, how to arrange, how to ensure the distribution, or how to distribute Ni particles in GI state. This is our problem. Let us, we will generalize it. First, we will see how Ni particles can be distributed among GI states, GI sublevels. For this, we assume, first we make assumptions. Actually, Fermi-Dirac statistics, the conditions are, first condition, you can see here, particles are identical and indistinguishable, as I told in the beginning of this lecture. Second, the particles obey Pauli exclusion principle. Okay. Third, the total number of particles of the entire system is constant. Naturally, the total particle will be constant. So first we have assumed that n1 particles have energy e1, n2 particles have energy e2, n3 particles have energy n3, and n particles have energy. So we add all the particle, and once you add all the particle, you will get the total particle which is constant. So if you take the variation, it will be zero. Now, next, total energy of the system is constant. So we get the total energy means first we get the individual energy of N1, N2, N3, and then we sum up. Okay. Again, if you take the variation, here variation symbol is, yes, here. Okay, variation symbol is here, and it will be zero. This is your equation. Particles have half integral speed. These are the assumptions before we proceed to calculate the, or before we go to find the distribution of Ni particle among GI states. These are the conditions. And the particles which obey the FD status is called fermions. What are the examples? See here: electron, proton, neutron, all hadrons, etc. And these are known as fermions. So these particles which obey FD statistics are known as fermions. Now we start, means we are going to find how to distribute Ni particles in Gi states. Here Gi states greater than equal to Ni. Okay. According to Pauli exclusion principle, no cell can occupy more than one particle. That is, a single state can be occupied by at best one particle. So how many particles we have? Ni particles, and we have to what to do? We have to distribute among how many Gi degenerate states having the same energy. So let us see how many degenerate states, how many sublevels Gi, how many particles Ni, and Gi is greater than or equal to Ni. So let us fill one by one. So here Ni cells will be filled up and Gi minus Ni states will remain vacant. So we have Ni particles, so Ni cell will be filled up, and so remaining Gi minus Ni states that will be empty or they will remain vacant. Now Gi states can be arranged in Gi factorial. Because why Gi? Because Gi, there are Gi sublevels, and we are going to put particle in all the states. So how many arrangement? Since Gi cells, so Gi factorial arrangement. Oh, so I have written now Gi states can be arranged in Gi factorial possible ways. But as the particles are distinguishable, therefore, all the occupied Ni cells are similar to each other. See here, this is the difference between MB statistics and FD. Recall MB statistics. In MB statistics, all particles are assumed to be distinguishable. Means you can identify which particular particle was in box 1 and in box 2. But here particles are indistinct. Mind it, here particles are indistinguishable. So if you arrange particle A into box 1, particle B in box 2, and if you change the order, particle B in box 1, particle A in box 2, you can't identify. Why? Because they are indistinguishable. So here there are no two arrangement, only one arrangement. So our order change does not indicate that there are more arrangements. So therefore all the occupied Ni cells are similar to each other. Whether you put one ball into one box, other ball into other box, and you can, if you interchange, you can't identify because they are similar, they are identical, and you can't distinguish. Hence we have to deduct Ni factorial wage. Similarly, Gi minus Ni factorial permutations of empty cells among themselves also give rise to indistinguishable arrangement. So there are so many arrangements, but in number of effective arrangement will be this one. Gi factorial by Ni factorial. We divide, see here, we divide by Ni factorial. And this term was not present in MB statistics. Why? Because in MB statistic particles were distinguishable. Here we assume that particles are indistinguishable, and this term. Okay. This is the expression for ith state. Now similar expression can also be found for various other quantum states. See here, this R is not applicable here by mistake, typing mistake. So you have to read it quantum states. Hence the total number of ways for the entire distribution of n particles in n number of energy levels of the system will be, actually we sum up like this: W is equal to product sign here, product sign, product symbol, pi gi factorial ni gi minus ni. Here you have to read it product summation, product sign. Okay. Now we are going to take log. Now we are taking natural logarithm on both sides. It will be log w, see here, this one, and here log this one. So as it is, okay. Now we solve it. Very easy. Suppose this is m and the denominator is n. Log m by n is equal to log m minus log n. And in the denominator there are two terms. So you can use the formula log m into log n. That is log m plus n. Here n log m, here log n. But due to this minus, this is also minus. Using Stirling approximation. So you have to remember this formula because we will apply so many times in different questions. What is the Stirling formula? Log n factorial is equal to n log n minus n. Need not to prove this. Actually, you have to use this formula so you will remember this formula. See here, what is this? Log gi dash, this one. And set this formula on. So it will be gi log gi, gi log gi minus gi. What is this? Log ni factorial. Ni log ni minus ni. But due to this minus, it is plus. See here, log gi minus ni factorial. So it will be gi minus ni log gi minus ni. A minus gi minus ni. But due to this minus, this is plus again. Okay. See here, plus gi. Here, minus gi. So this one, and this one cancel out. Plus ni. Here plus ni, here minus ni, this one. So cancel out. So remaining term, this one, okay, this one, and this one. Now differentiating equation 3. Keeping in mind that gi is not subject to variation. So when you will differentiate this, you will keep in mind that gi is constant, so you will not differentiate gi, otherwise it will be 0. So differentiation of gi will be 0, but you can differentiate ni, that is variable. So after differentiation, you will write log w is here, del log w, and summation. After differentiation, you will find this formula. I think you know the differentiation very well, so you can solve it. And now we change the order. This log ni is written here this side, and log gi minus this side, so that we use the formula minus log m by n. Okay, del n comma. The most probable distribution w is equal to w maximum. So del log w maximum is equal to 0. Once it is maximum, means its differentiation will be 0. So this term will be 0. This term will be 0, means this will be 0. Okay. So here I have written here. Now this is your equation 6. See the equation 1. I come to the equation 1. We multiply this one by alpha, we multiply this equation by beta, and add to equation 6. Because this is a rule of Lagrangian multiplier, undetermined multiplier. So we multiply equation 1 by alpha, equation 2 by beta, and adding the resultant expression to equation 6. This one is equation 6. So we get this one. No, this term del ni is never zero. So the under bracketed term will be zero. And here I have written under bracketed term is zero because this is not zero. Now alpha minus beta I is taken this side. So it will be alpha plus beta I. Now log is removed. Once you remove the log from left side, right side it will be exponential. Now we change the, actually we invert ni that was on the in the numerator now comes in denominator. The gi minus ni which was in denominator now comes to numerator, and here if you invert, this minus will be plus here. Now we divide gi by ni. Okay, ni by ni 1, and gi is equal to this one, so ni is equal to this one. Okay, this equation represents the most probable distribution of the particle among various energy levels for a system obeying FD distribution statistic, and that is why we call FD distribution. Now, I hope you have understood this lecture. If you have any problem, you may ask without any hesitation, but you can't ask directly. You have to take the help of WhatsApp, Telegram. So, okay, thank you.